All right, the NFL schedule is out for all 32 NFL teams, including the Bears schedule. We'll sprint through that real quickly and then go through my game-by-game score and overall record prediction. We leaked the schedule earlier today. Weeks 9 and 14 actually ended up being backwards. That was incorrectly reported by several sources. We'll explain that, and then we'll see if this is a playoff team or not. By the way, you want to go to a Bears game this year, GameTime is the place to do it. Today's presenting sponsor is GameTime. You can get $20 off your first purchase with GameTime with code CHATSPORTS. Remember, terms apply. All right, I'm Harrison Graham. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. Here is the schedule. If you watched our leak earlier, nothing changed from the first 8 weeks. Titans at home to kick things off, and then road games against the Texans and Colts. All AFC South teams there. Sunday Night Football in Week 2. Rams and Panthers come to town in Weeks 4 and 5. Week 6 across the pond in London against the Jaguars. Then you got your Week 7 bye before taking on Jaden Daniels and the Commanders in Week 8. Here's where the change was. Week 9 is actually in Arizona, which means Week 14 is in San Francisco. Everything else the same. Week 10 against the Patriots. Week 11 and 12, back-to-back home games in the division against Green Bay and Minnesota. Short week against Detroit on Thanksgiving in Week 13. I mentioned San Francisco on the road in Week 14. At Minnesota, Monday Night Football in Week 15. Week 16 at home against Detroit. Week 17, another short week against Seattle on Thursday Night Football. And then Week 18 at the Packers to wrap things up. Also, the preseason schedule has dropped. Of course, the Bears are in the Hall of Fame game against the Texans. We already knew that. August 10th, they'll face the Bills on the road. August 17th against the Bengals at home. And then traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs on August 22nd. Missed opportunity by the NFL to not have the Bears play the Steelers in the preseason to face Justin Fields, but that's neither here nor there. Fill in the blank. The Bears will win blank games this year. 10, 11, 5, 17-game season. How many do you have them winning this season? Okay, let's go game by game, and we'll end up with an overall record at the end of this thing. Week 1 against the Titans. I think this is as close to a must-win as you'll find in a Week 1 ever here. Tennessee's got some talent, but this is a game you should win at home. I like the Bears to handle business 27-16. Calvin Ridley, a good weapon for that team. They got DeAndre Hopkins, but this defense should be able to hold these guys in check well enough at home. And then Week 2 is obviously going to be a tougher one, which is why I need to win Week 1. I got the Texans squeaking one out, 24-23. This is going to be a very high-profile game on Sunday Night Football. Caleb Williams, C.J. Stroud, should be a fun one. I'll give the Texans the benefit of the doubt. Playoff team last year. I think the Bears' raw roster is actually a little better. That's a tough road matchup early in the season, though. Texans win by 1, which means the Bears are 1-1. Got to split those roadies in Week 2 and 3, and I got them doing that. They take care of Anthony Richardson and the Colts 20-19. I think the Colts and Richardson, by the way, are the biggest wild card team and player in the NFL. It wouldn't shock me if they went 5-12 or 12-5. I really think it all depends on how Richardson develops. I'm pretty high on him. We'll see how it goes. I think this is a close game. Bears win it to improve to 2-1. Then you got another tough one. Rams come to town, high-scoring affair here. I think the Rams defense is going to take a few weeks to settle in without Aaron Donald. Caleb Williams and the Bears put up a bunch of points, but Matt Stafford gets the last laugh, 28-27 in Chicago. Bears fall to 2-2. I think in that first quadrant of the season, got to go at least 500. Remember last year you started 0-4. That can't happen again. 2-2 or better, I think you're feeling okay. We'll be live for every single Bears game this year. That's not a question mark. That is a fact. So be sure to subscribe and join us for those watch parties. Do not miss out as we got you covered, including for the 4 preseason games starting on August 1st. Week 5 against the Carolina Panthers. Bears 35, Panthers 16. I think they hammer Carolina. I think this is the easiest game on the schedule. It's at home. That team is still very much rebuilding. It would be symbolic considering the trade that happened a year ago. Bears win to improve to 3-2. Then you go across the pond to wrap up your slate with the AFC South. I'm not as high on Jacksonville. They lost Calvin Ridley. The Colts, I think, are going to be better than them. The Texans definitely will. I think they're the third team in that division. I think the Bears win this one 31-20. I think fans are going to travel for this game to London. They did so a few years ago in 2018. when the Bears face the Raiders at Tottenham Stadium. That's where they'll be this time around as well. Bears handle business. And if you want to go across the pond and get the best prices on your tickets for this game or any other game, our Game Time featured matchup is Bears-Jags in London. Get $20 off your first order with Game Time, the best ticketing app out there with code ChatSports. Terms apply. And what makes Game Time awesome is you can get last-minute tickets, flash deals, views from the seats. It's the lowest price guaranteed. And it's not just for football season. You can go to events now like the Cubbies, the White Sox, concerts, comedy shows, and a whole lot more. Tickets are going to be available for Bears games. A lot of them already are. Go take advantage with Game Time. But don't wait until football season. Go out and have some fun in the summer as well. Nothing's better than getting a beverage and going to Wrigley Field. Am I right? $20 off with code ChatSports for your first purchase with Game Time. Link is in the comments and in the description to download the app. Create your account, use code ChatSports, and again, terms do apply there. So shout out to Game Time for sponsoring today's show. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Go check out some Bears football games. So then you got the bye week. You're sitting at 4-2. Get some extra time off after hopefully you make a trip to London thanks to our partners Game Time. And then in week 8, we're going to head out east to take on the Commanders, battle of rookie quarterbacks. I like the Bears, 24-17, third straight year these two teams are playing. Williams versus Daniels should be a fun one. I like the Bears coming off a bye week. Extra time to prepare for a rookie quarterback. Always feel good about your chances in those situations. Week 9, I think Arizona is a sneaky team. I think they were like what the Bears were last year, where by middle end of the season, you're not going to want to face them. I think Monty Ossenfort's building up that roster nice. Kyler's fully healthy. They got Marvin Harrison Jr. I think the Bears win to get to 6-2, 30-21. But if you get caught sleepwalking, you could be in trouble here. Week 10 against the Patriots, 23-13. That Pats defense is going to keep them in a lot of games, I think. They were a top 10 unit last year. They get Matt Judon back healthy. I like what they got going on that side of the ball. I just think the Bears defense is going to be very good. And whether it's Jacoby Brissett still in week 10 or if it's Drake May by then, who knows? I think that Patriots offense is going to struggle to score on this Bears defense. Bears improved to 7-2, which sounds crazy. So will I do it? Will I do it? I can't do it. Packers win 27-26 at Soldier Field. I said last year I would never pick the Bears to beat the Packers again until they prove me wrong. And for this first matchup, I'm sticking to my word here. Stay tuned to see what I do in Week 18. But instant classic, Packers win it, and Bears fans end up in shambles. Hopefully I'm wrong. If you hate the Packers and want to win every time you face the Packers, get the FGBs going in the comments. I'm doing this based on what I honestly think is going to happen 4 months before the season. So keep that in mind here. Spam FGB down below. Another divisional game here of Vikings. I think you got a shot to sweep this team, to be honest. 24-16 at home. I think you bounce back after a frustrating loss to Green Bay. Trio of divisional games here in this matchup. So I like to see where the Bears end up in terms of how they match up against Minnesota. Last season, the Bears matched up really well against the Lions, and they're obviously a lot better on paper this year, the Bears are, but I think the Lions got better too. I like the Lions on a short week on Thanksgiving at home in a tight one, 31-28. I think it'll be a good one. I think the Lions win. Bears fall to 8-4. Week 14, I think this is the hardest game on the schedule. It's late in the year. San Francisco's physical. It's on the road. You might get hammered here. 49ers 30, Bears 17. I think Carolina's the easiest game. I think this one's the hardest game. Bears fall to 8-5. They bounce back here by winning a tight one over Minnesota. Monday Night Football. I don't know what the NFL's obsession is to put Bears-Vikings on Monday Night Football late in the year. Seems like it happens every year. Bears win to improve to 9-5. I think they sweep the Vikings this year, and that would be huge because then if you just split the other two matchups in the division, you go 4-2 in a very, very hard division. Speaking of which, who do you got winning the NFC North here in 2024? Type CHI for the Bears, GB for the Packers, DET for the Lions, or MIN for the Minnesota Vikings. Let me know. Another game against the Lions here. They just slammed the Bears late in the year with divisional matchups. Bears 28, Lions 17. I do think they'll beat them at home, just like they did last year. Jared Goff historically struggles at Soldier Field. Did with the Rams in 2018, did last year as well. I think it happens again. Bears take care of business, improve to 10-5. And then I think this Seahawks game is tricky for a couple of reasons. One, you could get caught looking ahead to Green Bay in Week 18, trying to take them down in Lambeau. Two, this is your third day game in 10 days. You play on the 16th or the 16th, the 21st, I believe, and the 26th. That is a tough stretch late in the season. And Seattle's scrappy. That defense will be improved. 23-20, Seahawks win at Soldier Field. Bears fall to 10-6, which could cost you a chance to win a division championship, but with 10 wins, you're feeling good about the playoffs. And then Week 18, I will take a loss to Seattle if that means this happens. Bears beat the Packers 27-24 to go 11-6 on the season. Again, that Seahawks loss might cost you a shot at winning this division, which I do think the Bears have a chance. I think you add that all up, 5th seed in the NFC. I think the Lions probably still win the division either at 12-5 or at 11-6, but have the tiebreaker. It's a tough division, but you go 11-6, you're probably going to be the top wild card in the conference. So I think we'd all sign up for that. Again, if you watched our schedule leak, sorry for the mix-up Week 9 and Week 14. Everybody had that wrong. That's the chance you take when you run with the leak, but that's neither here nor here. My name is Harrison Graham. Bear down. We'll see you guys soon.